Hi guys, I'm Tharwa. Welcome to my channel. I thought before the painting today, I'd like to share a little bit of my family time that we had this weekend. This is my dad, AB, and we are walking around Spreckles Lake, which is within Golden Gate Park. We came across some pretty cool remote control boats here, and that was something that my dad enjoyed. I mean, look at the detail on this boat. It is huge. It looks very, very impressive. And so we were just strolling around the lake here before having a nice lunch together with all the family. Oh, this water's dirty, huh? See one fish coming up. This one here. Wow.
Look at the one here. Isn't that cool?
Dad, are you enjoying your day?
Oh my god.
We have pesto pizza, and my sister made this bomb rice dish with chicken. It's the start of a new week, and I decided to clean up my studio area, which I've been meaning to do, and I think it looks really nice with a new gray background. I wanted to share with you guys what I do for my Stay Wet acrylic palette, and here I'm cutting my reusable sponge that I purchased at Trader Joe's. They have a 2-pack, I think for like $3. And it stays wet for quite a while because it's pretty thick, and I can also rinse it out and reuse it. Prior to this, I was doing 3 layers of paper towels, and I would have to discard it. So I like the sponge idea, and then I layer it on top of the sponge. I'll put a layer of wax paper. I'm actually going to order the paper palettes because I'd like to just kind of feel the difference working on the paper palette with this method versus the wax paper, because the wax paper is a little thin and it does kind of bunch up a little bit, especially when I'm mixing my acrylic paints. But this will stay wet, you know. I'll put, after the wax paper, I'll spray it down again, and I will add my paints. I'll spritz a little water over my acrylics. You can also spritz it with a airbrush medium if you are concerned about the paints breaking down, but you use such a little water that it shouldn't compromise the binder in the paint. And I've left this palette, you know, I cover it, but I don't seal it, and it stayed wet overnight. You know, I think when it's really hot in the van, it does tend to dry out quicker, but if you were to do the same method in a sealed container, something that you can just pop a lid on, your paints will stay wet for a couple of days at least. So I really love this method, and it reduces the waste of any paint. My main goal here was to do something abstract, I had no idea what I was going to do. I figured I'll start something and we'll go from there. I wanted to take a little bit of the titanium and tint it with the Bombay Inks, which I thought was a smart idea at the time. It seemed like a great idea. But you will see my frustration in mixing the ink with the titanium white. It doesn't quite work that way. I think it may or may not work with mixing it with less white. I just wanted to give it a little bit of body and not have it be as liquid so that I could actually just paint with it like an acrylic and not a watercolor. And here I think I end up adding about 10 drops to the white titanium, and it hardly made much of a difference. But, you know, unless you do these things, you don't know the outcome. So it's still fun experimenting with your products, and I just encourage you to play around with your products. I don't think I do it enough playing around with my products. I kind of like to go in with somewhat of a plan. But here I really just wanted to keep it loose and light, and trying to figure out what to do with this 3x3 little canvas. After adding about 10 drops of the orange ink, I still did not achieve anywhere near the color I had in mind. So I start getting a little impatient, and I decide to just wet my canvas and go straight in with the ink and do like a little ink pour. Yep, I forgot all about the acrylic paint that I mixed on my palette. I got so involved with the inks and so addicted to just adding more and watching it move and seeing the, design that I could come up with, moving the inks around on the palette. And I started doing this just to get rid of the white and create somewhat of a design and then work off that design. But I really like the way the inks are moving, and so why not just go with it? And here I'm taking my palette knife and just trying to streak the inks across and form a design. I think my canvas is still a little too wet because the ink was losing its shape really quickly. So I think doing this design with the canvas a little drier would be more effective. But I'm really liking the direction that it's taking. So much for mixing for mixing all of that. Yeah. I don't know what these guys are up to. They parked next to my car, but they're making kind of weird sounds. See, sometimes you just have to kind of start something and you just never know. Now I'm gonna put some. You know what? The gold looks kind of, I don't know. You know what I've been wanting to experiment with, I've never used, is gold leaf. That's definitely something I would love to add. Okay, this is just the black ink. Gosh, I'm having a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys watching this. Okay, I'm just like, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to stop this. I really just want to intensify this turquoise color. And then I think I'm going to go over it with the gold again. Now that I kind of know what I want to do with it. Yeah. I like this action here. Oh, actually I like that. Okay, I'm not going to wait for this to dry. I know what I want to do here. This was not my intention. I was gonna do something abstract, but my initial intention was to do, you know, kind of a gray dark background, mix in some bright orange acrylic, and then accent it with a little gold. That was my intention. But I am liking this very much. I decided to add a little bit of the acrylic paint mixture to this just to see if it would complement it at all, and I was not too happy with it, but I allowed this to dry overnight and come in with some fresh eyes to see how we can finish this up.